Well, hey there, creepy critters and everyone new to the show. This is Trash People from the Dump. I'm Frankie Landfill.
And I'm Anchor, and these are
our new movie review things.
New movie reviews and TV shows lately, because we're not going to the theater, so.
Yep. We got a whole bunch of them today.
Yeah, we have a lot
of stuff
today.
to talk about.
Yeah, also, we haven't been doing a lot in the Playhouse of Terrors as far as reviews, so we figured we'll just throw them in this.
Yep, so here's a whole bunch. A whole bunch of movies.
Not in any particular order. We will try really hard not to do any spoilers,
we'll
and if we do spoilers, it'll be at the very, very end, and we'll warn you before if we do that. This isn't in any particular order, just in the order that we watch them, so that's how my notes are. So, the first one is Greener Grass. Oh my god, I'm so just mad at ourselves for not even knowing about this.
Yeah, the fact that I knew nothing about it going in was pretty surprising, and this was an excellent bizarro movie.
Yes, and it's written and directed by the two lead actresses actually. Yep. So that's really awesome. You don't see that too often.
Without spoiling too much, this is kind of a weird, nightmarish, bizarro look at the suburbia lifestyle.
Yeah, it's listed as a horror comedy, and in some ways, I guess it is.
Yeah, it's more of just
but
bizarro
it's more
comedy.
Bizarro, yeah.
Yeah. It's really fun. I really enjoyed this movie. I thought the acting was wonderful. This is one of those really weird, awkward movies. Don't go into this thinking that there's some big horror overarching storyline.
I mean, there kind of is, but
yeah, kind of
really.
But it's just more. It's almost just parody of suburbia.
Yes.
In the most bizarre way ever, and it's just. I mean, the movie literally starts with the one girl giving the other girl her baby. Just here, you can have it.
I wrote down we were just 1 minute in, we were just
what is happening?
Dying of laughter.
She's just you like my baby? Well, you can have it. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you can totally have my baby. And then it just starts off this weird string of events that this is just like I said, it's a very funny parody satire of suburban life.
Yeah.
Highly recommended. I would give it an A+.
If you're trying to figure out kind of what genre it is, if you've seen anything by Tim and Eric.
Yeah, it has Tim and Eric vibes.
Or her fucking favorite
Greasy
movie
Strangler.
ever lately. Yeah, and
or the other movie that guy made that was really good too. An Evening with Beverly Loughlin. That was very good.
Oh
too.
yes. It also feels a little bit like Rubber and those movies. What are the other ones called?
Wrong. And then Wrong Cops is one of them.
Bad Cop? I thought
no, it's just Wrong
Cops. And there's
I think there's other ones too. I'll have to double check.
Yeah.
But Rubber's one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah, it's that kind of weird, bizarro humor. So if you enjoy that kind of humor, this is definitely a movie for you.
Yep.
If not, then probably avoid it.
Yeah, if you don't like real bizarre kind of avant-garde comedy type things, this might not be for you.
It is free on Hulu, so. Let's see. I don't think there was anything else. Oh, Janet from The Good Place is in this.
Oh yeah, that's right. She's the school teacher. Oh, that's such a weird movie.
I was gonna say the oh, there it is. Jocelyn DeBoer. I'm probably saying that wrong. And Dawn Blue. Oh, I can't read my handwriting. I wanted to shout out the writer and directors.
I guess you'll have to Google
that. Just because, women directors and writers don't get enough credit.
Yeah, so. And they did a great job with this movie, both directing and acting. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Highly recommended.
Yeah,
people like weird stuff.
Yeah. Next one is just, what was that even on? Was that on Netflix? I didn't write it down.
I don't remember. It was probably
it's on one of the streaming services.
It's probably on Peacock, isn't it? Since that's where they're doing the
No, actually, I think it might have been Netflix.
Oh. Well, anyways, it's the Kid 90 documentary, which is all about Soleil Moon Frye's she documented a lot of her life growing up, and it's
Yeah.
a real interesting look at the Hollywood lifestyle and what it does to kids.
It's heartbreaking.
It's heartbreaking.
There's a lot of death in it.
So many people
Oh
that
my
she has
God.
known that have died from suicide, overdose, or other things. It's a heartbreaking documentary.
It's also really an interesting like lens at that time period.
Yeah.
It's really interesting because like she just was like always just filming and never planned on making it into a movie or anything like that. She hadn't looked at it, I think she said, until she decided to make this movie. So it's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's really interesting.
You
I
see a
wish I
lot of-
had a camera that all the
Yeah.
well, maybe not.
you see a lot of interesting celebrity pop up here in this movie. Lots of people talking about the time period they had and the abuse, the drugs, and just
Trigger warning, obviously. I mean, like,
all the trigger warnings
Yeah.
because it's
there's
takes
even
place in the
the
90s.
rape kind of insinuated in it. So it trigger warnings.
Yeah, good movie.
But,
Sad.
Yeah.
But good movie.
Let's see here. Next is How to Build a Girl, and I think that was also on Netflix.
My quick 2 cents. If you saw Almost Famous and were like, man, I wish the main character was a girl, this movie's for you.
Yeah, it was decent, and there was moments where I was like, oh, this could have been a really good movie, and it was just kind of
Yeah, I almost...
meh.
Some of the writing was hit or miss. Like,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
feel like that was the biggest issue.
and the
was
tone for
writing,
certain
maybe.
parts were almost slapsticky funny, and then the tone in other parts weren't.
Mhm.
I didn't have a problem with this movie. It's just another one of these.
I love the actress.
Yeah, she
I
was
really
great.
want her to get more like
Yeah.
comedic roles.
More interesting.
Yeah.
No offense. I mean, the story was kind of interesting. If you're big into like the behind the scenes look at music journalism,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
in, I'm pretty sure this takes place in Europe.
Oh yeah, I think it's in England.
And if you want to see that kind, like how that journalism and how she dealt with sexism and all that, and that's that's interesting. And but for me personally, I didn't really like Almost Famous that much. It was fine, but I guess I really am not that interested in the subject matter. I like music a lot, but I guess if the behind the scenes
we've
story,
seen a lot of movies with that
Yeah.
storyline, so it
I guess if the
fresh and new to
if
us.
the like music and stuff that they covered were like things I resonated with more,
yeah,
then maybe I'd get into it. But it's like
they didn't really do much with the music though at
No.
all, and that could have been fun too. It's decent enough.
Yeah.
She's a great actress, and like I said, there are moments where I was like, oh, that was really really good, and then like it just kind of falls flat most of the time.
it was okay.
Fun fact, it's God, what's his name? What's her brother's name?
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill's sister.
Yep, she was also in.
Booksmart,
Yeah.
which was
that was
okay.
decent. Okay.
I wanted it to be a little bit raunchier. Like if you're gonna do like the buddy comedy with women, like do it just as raunchy. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm going on a rant.
But then again, they do things raunchier and they still get disregarded by the
It's
same
true.
people who get mad when they're not raunchy enough. So I mean, the biggest thing is it just wasn't a movie for us.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot with the movies we don't like. It's not necessarily that they're terrible.
We never want to discourage you from watching a movie if you feel like it sounds like something you'd like. Always use your own
I will warn you
discretion.
if I thought it was boring and long.
Yes.
Because I can't do boring movies. I don't have the attention span for that. So yeah. But yeah, it's okay.
It was alright. So next one is Serial Killer's Guide to Life.
I really like this.
This was
for
so
most of
close
it.
to being
Yeah.
like an A for us, but
The ending kind of the ending was pretty ambiguous without spoiling anything, and I didn't think that was a good way to go. Obviously, you watch it and maybe you.
I liked the interesting twist. Yeah, but it didn't.
I mean, they didn't really explain it super well, so it kind of just leaves it. It's like. Leaves it up to you to decide. You check it out. You tell me what you think. I thought it was really good up until the end.
I feel like this was also a Hulu. Actually, maybe.
No, I
How to Build a Girl was also on Hulu.
Yeah.
Now that I'm remembering.
Now I'm thinking about this a little more. They were like montaged over the most interesting parts of the movie.
Yeah, it was very boring.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a lot of
But the whole concept here is this girl wants to get self-help, like she's addicted to it, and then like meets someone who's a self-help person and also a serial killer.
Yeah.
And that's like the plot. And so their relationship is really interesting, but then I don't know, it just kind of falls flat. And
There's a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
And
the two lead actresses great, and I love their chemistry and their relationship. The way their banter was really, I thought, really nice. They matched each other well. They just needed more for them to do.
They had a little bit better writing, which happens a lot. Or just the director doesn't know how to direct the writing sometimes too. Next one is Save Yourselves. This was a really fun little surprising like kind of gem.
Oh, this was the one with the couple that was in the...
Yes.
I was like, I don't remember this title at all. The title doesn't do a very good justice.
It's a little bit Critters.
Yeah.
Or C-Lab 2020. What episode is that?
Oh, I can't.
Oh, we were gonna look it up too.
It's the early season. They get these little white gloopy things. I think they might just be gloops. I don't know.
Yeah. I think
but then it's a play on the Star Trek episode with the wigs.
Tribble.
The tribbles. Yeah.
We have a tribble.
Yeah, like little piles of hair, and this you get that with this as well. This movie's about like this quirky millennial couple trying to kind of basically patch up their relationship. Things have gotten maybe a little stale.
I think the main focus is just to get away from technology for a moment.
Detach and try to reconnect with human beings.
Yeah.
And decide to do it during a horrible disaster, and they have no idea it's happening.
Idea.
I thought this was really funny. I was worried I wasn't gonna like it at first because sometimes these super dry hipster comedies are not my favorite. Sometimes they just don't resonate with me very well. This one I thought was really well done. I thought it was really funny. I was really rooting for the characters, even though you never really know what's gonna happen to them as it goes.
Yeah,
You're kind of on the edge of your seat all the time.
I feel like the hipster movies a lot of times is because you don't like the characters. Like they're either like just really terrible or just like too good and like there's no flaws, so like they're just not relatable. And this one, like their character development was like a normal human. They had good parts and they had the things that they needed to work on.
Yeah. It's not like they were caricatures really
like
bad or
caricatures
good.
of a hipster. Yeah,
they felt like real people.
Yeah.
I thought it was really fun. It was kind of scary, honestly, at parts. It was intense. Gory at parts too. There was even some.
Yeah.
And since the movie kind of disarms you from that when it comes, it's like, oh man, that was kind of surprising.
Especially if you went into it not knowing anything, which might be even better way of watching it. But I definitely recommend that one. That was again another Hulu watch. Because I think one night you were just scrolling through and you're like, ooh, that looks interesting. So we just like made a list and we're like, okay, that's what we're doing this week.
Sometimes you just gotta browse. It's like going when you used to go to a movie rental place.
I know. That's
movies.
The one thing I miss about movie. Well, at least we can go to Movie Madness, and we'll be able to freely go to Movie Madness more.
Movie Madness is even more overwhelming than a streaming service.
But that's true. That's true.
It's just like, but at least they have
at least you can hone in on
Anyways, we'll stop drooling over Movie Madness. But it's the best place ever.
We'll have a link below if you're a local Portlander.
You haven't been to Movie Madness yet.
Then what are you doing?
What are you doing? Go there and check it out. I mean, obviously, make sure it's safe and stuff during these COVID times.
They're doing lots of different precautions and stuff, and I think they do allow for a small period of time. They do allow
you'll just have to go to their sites and stuff and double check.
Although soon we'll all be vaccinated, hopefully everybody gets their vaccine.
Anyways,
sorry. It's gonna be forever long. Okay, next one is Little Joe.
This movie, this is kind of like a science fiction thriller.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this
little
movie.
horror, but more thriller.
It was a little long and drawn out.
Yeah. It's definitely a drier one.
It's a super dry science fiction film.
Yeah.
This is dry as hell. It's people doing things with plants. And nothing really all that crazy happens, but it kind of makes you think stuff is really crazy. It plays with your mind.
Fuck.
It definitely is. This movie's open to interpretation through the whole thing.
It's a little Invasion of the Body Snatchers, if you will.
I mean, maybe
A little. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I know. It's very ambiguous. So that's to keep in mind too. If you want you want to know all the things, this is not that kind of movie.
Yeah.
And if that bothers you, you might not want to watch this.
Another thing is just random. Probably because we've been talking about Dr. Seuss a lot lately. But the plants at one stage looked like the Lorax a lot.
Yeah, they do kind of look like the Lorax trees. But it's an interesting thing where people are doing weird sciencey shit to plants, and there may or may not be consequences.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's really, really dry though. So I mean, we got to be in the right mood for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
We were at the time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it.
But yeah, if it's slow and dry and that's an issue for you,
yeah, you
beware.
probably pass it. Yeah.
Speaking of slow and dry,
Are we to Justice League now? Okay, so we saw
4
everybody
hours.
knows
Be
it's 4 hours.
prepared. Well, if you don't,
you live under a rock. So this is the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League movie, and I will agree with what everybody's saying, in that this is leaps and bounds better than the other one.
but
It's still not
why?
very good. My biggest problem with this movie, and it's really, this is so unfortunate, because my favorite character in the movie is the Flash, and the actor has had some serious allegations against them. And besides that, just FYI, if you're a big fan of Color Out of Space,
No.
the director
Yeah.
has had some extreme allegations against him as
That
well.
was really
So just,
upsetting.
we might get into that more when we find out more in the future, just because.
Yeah. We did meet him. He was really nice in person.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
the devil has a smooth tongue.
you can be deceived.
So it's.
And we don't know enough yet,
But that really was one of the most upsetting things to us find out ever. Probably, I'm still very unhappy
we were really
about that.
excited what they were gonna do with the HP,
But fuck him if he's gonna be like that.
That's the
Fuck
case.
him right in the face.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And same as the Flash. If any of the stuff that they said about them is true.
Yeah, I at least know. I'm pretty sure that he has been replaced.
By the way.
Basically every. Oh, which is another fucking upset. Oh,
Yeah,
ugh.
there's hardly any non-binary
Damn it.
representation, and then
Man, damn.
you gotta choke a lady and throw her on the ground. You think that's okay behavior? I don't care what someone
We
says
have
to you.
a major issue
That's not
with our
fucking right.
society right now.
But then again, you never know what the
Well.
situation is. They could have been on out of their mind. We don't know everything, but that's no excuse.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
So yeah, if DC does continue this universe, and
Well, I
this
really don't think they're
storyline, I
planning
don't
on
know what they're
all
gonna
the-
do.
all
Are they
the
just gonna throw it
projects-
all out.
All the projects that they had in mind are canceled. Yeah, because
Well, didn't they were filming Batman and then they had to stop? Did they continue?
Oh, the Robert Pattinson Batman, but that's that's
but I mean,
rebooting it again.
So we're just completely rebooting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
So is Wonder Woman gonna still be Wonder Woman?
I mean, who knows? Because the ending that Zack Snyder's Justice League set up is different.
Well, I know that's the other thing. They said there's completely different
because
ending, but we're not gonna get anything.
I'm not gonna get into it too much for spoilers. We'll
Yeah.
get into that more at the end with Zack Snyder's thing and talk about what was added.
I
and what's
will
not.
say, if you're wanting a different ending, it is a completely different ending in lots of different ways.
This movie gives you so much more character development. It
That's the
fleshes
other
out
thing.
the characters so much better.
We were we liked Flash more. We got to know more about the Flash a little bit.
Same as Cyborg.
And then
got
right
way
after
more.
we watched it, I found out from a friend.
The actor is gross. Too bad. Oh well.
But anyways,
But this guy playing the Cyborg, yeah, you get more of his
you get
story.
more Wonder Woman. You get
Yeah. However, there's still way too much shit in this movie that could have been cut out. Too many long, dramatic, scenic moments, like when Aquaman walks out onto the appear in the water, and then the singing montage was weird.
There was a lot of stuff that could have been cut.
Just
in my
cut.
opinion.
Why?
Or at least shortened.
Yeah, it doesn't. It does not need to be 4 hours long. That's for goddamn sure.
But then again, like we said, it is still a better version of the movie, but also like that's not a very high bar to go above.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't hate this one at all. I enjoyed it because I'm a big Batman fan.
Yeah, we both.
And I do
like
like
the villains in the DC world better than Marvel, but.
And I really like what's his name, Superman. I think he does a really good job as Superman. I think he's one of the better.
Yeah,
Superman
I like him as he's hot.
You know, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, thought fun,
I like her.
Even though Wonder Woman 2 sucked.
It had its moments.
But yeah, I mean, this is not what I would say is the highest ranking DC movie for me, but it's certainly not the lowest. And it was before they changed it. I hated the original Justice League movie. I thought it was cartoonish garbage.
And we didn't get anything about any of the characters. It's just like, oh, here they are. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, here's all the characters together. Hope you know their backstories, because we're not going to tell you about them. Which, I mean, we mostly did, so it wasn't that big of a deal, but...
Yeah, but I mean, like, still, like, you just, like, you don't care about the characters or give a shit. Like,
there's
like,
so
many
characters crammed into this movie that they had originally had plans for that got scrapped. This isn't a spoiler because it's towards the end you see him, but Joe Magnamela or whatever his name is for True Blood, he plays Deathstroke, I think that's his name. But like they had planned on making a whole like possibly movie series with that character, or at least do like more than one with him. And that was completely scrapped. It's too bad how things people have these grand ambitions and plans.
Like, no spoilers, because everybody already knows that he had to go and reshoot some stuff. But Jared Leto,
he's kind of a tiny bit.
They fixed the Joker a little bit.
A little bit, but it's still Jared Leto, and I don't like him. Sorry, Jared.
He's my boyfriend, but I know he's just terrible.
You're really good at Requiem for a Dream.
And my boyfriend forever in My So-Called Life.
Yep, but otherwise, I can't stand your performances. Anyways,
But he's pretty.
I would say if you like DC movies, you're gonna like this. If you were disappointed with Justice League, this is a little better.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 4 hours.
But it's also kind of like, it's even more of a waste because they're like setting up more movies with this movie.
Yeah,
that's the biggest problem.
The ending is just such a different thing, and it's not gonna go anywhere.
That's the biggest problem with these giant world movies. If you have movies that are literally advertisements for the next movie, and you don't make enough money to make that next movie,
or you end up having a problematic character and having to recast,
and then it's just a mess. I'd really like them to. You can still like hint at an overarching thing without making the whole thing about like the next one. Yeah,
it really is anymore. Yeah, you go to DC and Marvel movies. It's just a commercial for the next movie.
At least towards the end, it sure is. It's like they can't just have it wrap up at the end. They need to remind you that there's gonna be more.
Come back. Don't leave us.
You need to keep giving us your money. We'll be back. So it is what it is. I thought it was okay. Whether it was worth the time and money to do it, I don't know. But good for you, I guess, if it's a big success. So weird times we live in that fans can literally get movies changed and redone. That's crazy to me.
Although it really helped with Sonic, man. It did. Really helped. Okay, next up, I think I just found out about it because Macy Gray was getting interviewed on something I was watching about this movie, and I'm like, ooh, Macy Gray's in a movie as an actress. I don't know if I've seen her act in anything before.
Mm-hmm. She was good,
and it's a thriller, so thriller horror movie. I guess that's the good things I can say.
Phobias is an anthology movie where each thing's about a phobia. I mean, kind of, but this movie's really boring.
A trigger warning at the very beginning. There's some very timely.
Yeah, I thought this movie started off so strong and so intense. It got you like already like with the intense racism, and then there's like this electricity person following them around at the beginning. And it's like holy shit, and then it switches, and he's in this.
Like I feel
he's
so
in
it's
the
like
phobia
an
clinic.
anthology, and I feel like the biggest problem with this movie is the way the anthology was framed.
Yeah.
Like if it would have been put together in a different way, I feel like it would have been more effective.
Yeah, I just
because you find out something very early on that like just completely ruins your worry or concern or caring
well,
about.
I just tell him. I mean, it's the plot of the movie.
Well, I mean, I guess you find out so goddamn early.
It starts off with this Asian character and dealing with racism and taking care of his sick father, and then they get chased by an electric thing, and then it just flash forwards, and the main character is being held in this clinic by this ridiculously over-the-top, like, evil mad doctor. It's just so unbelievable and cartoonish. As soon as he showed up, I was tuned out. I'm like, this is so stupid. It was so cool at the beginning,
so and then every story is about whatever the person's fears are or whatever.
Yeah, it's like them doing experiments on him and they're seeing shit.
We know, and they know that it's not fucking real. It's not. So if you would have framed it in a different way, I feel like it would have been more effective. Yeah. But that's just my opinion. I don't think I had much more.
It was pretty boring.
It's $6.99 to rent right now.
Macy Gray's part was the best part.
I might wait until it's free on a streaming service you already pay for, but yeah, Macy Gray is really the best part. I think I even wrote down. Yeah, Macy Gray chopping up people is the best part of the entire movie.
Yep.
Yeah, so I hope we see her acting more because she was great. Really,
hopefully
the
in better movies.
Part about the movie. Okay, next is Happily, which was quite a fun little surprise because like going in, like I think we both thought it was going to be pretty awful and not what it was.
Now this is a movie. Just FYI.
Again, bizarre.
If you don't, that. But if you don't like movies where all the characters are terrible, this one's not for you. There's not really redeemable characters in this movie.
The two aren't too bad. They don't.
She's better than him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, to give you a quick synopsis without spoiling anything. This is about a couple who has sex all the time, just constantly.
They've been married to, 14 years. They still are really hot for each other, and we're like, uh-oh, I guess we're broken.
And their friends are like, just so sick and tired of them shoving their relationship in their face. And then the couple gets visited by a mysterious guy who's like, I have these syringes you need to take because you're missing the thing in your brain that makes you
not like the person anymore.
Well, it's he says it's like the law of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Is they don't have that kind of thing in their brain, so they never get tired of something. And that's wrong, and he needs to fix it.
Guess we're broken. Uh-oh.
And then that just sets off this weird chain of events, and I know some people didn't like this movie and thought it kind of didn't hold up in the second part, but my expectations, I guess, weren't so crazy that the second part was fine with me.
Yeah.
It's not super satisfying storyline, because this is, again, a more bizarre kind of experience. But it's not too bizarre, though. It's just bizarre enough that you know you're kind of you're almost in an altered experience. I thought it was good.
The moral of the story is people suck.
Yep, that's the moral. People are assholes. But it's funny. It's funny because it's got like this weird sense of humor to it. It's not like in your face funny. It's just like, haha, what?
Yeah. It's really like weird, but like not over the top, bizarre. Just like a very
kind of keeps you in this state of confusion through the whole thing too. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, next is the we're done with movies. What is it called? called exactly? Crime Scene: The Vanishing at Cecil Hotel, which is the docu-series on Netflix talking about, which we thought was maybe gonna have a little bit more stories about the Cecil Hotel.
No, but it was really just about the disappearance.
About that one.
The girl who got found in the water tank.
Yeah. Which is a really interesting story. It's really sad.
Yeah. And I think
most likely what happened is just really sad in an accident.
Overall, I feel like this movie, or this miniseries, is 4 parts. Yeah. Each part's an hour long. It's pretty good, but I don't think it needed to be 4 parts or 4 hours long.
No.
They keep rehashing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of recycling.
They don't really give you. I mean, it's like okay, this is okay, and then they interview a lot of these people who are fanatics about it, and it's weird. The most interesting thing in the whole thing was about the metal singer.
Yeah, I was going to talk about
who happened to stay at the hotel at the same time, and because his music was death metal about horror and stuff, because he's probably a horror fan, all these people immediately started blaming him for it, saying it was his fault.
They ruined his life.
Really, I mean,
first in the documentary, it kind of sounded like they were like leading you to believe that he did do it, and that kind of made us like, ugh. But then as it goes on, they talk about how it ruined his life.
And they interview
how
him.
Wrong it was.
They interview him himself, talking about his experiences and how it almost drove him to suicide. And he's just, this cute, quiet, nerdy guy, which most death metal people are. We've got to stop judging people by what they're into. That's fucking ridiculous. Grow the fuck up, people. Seriously, grow the fuck up. If you think death metal makes you evil, I don't know what to tell you. You're a child.
Look at Ted Bundy. He didn't look like he was into what he was into.
Well, it's always the person you suspect.
It's never the person that looks like what you think a killer is going to look like. So just don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah. How long have we been telling people that? But so I mean, it's interesting if you know about that story. I mean, I guess go check it out if you want. It is super long.
Also,
it's kind
of a sad look at
mental health.
Not just that, but the way our system works against homeless people and against
Skid Row and
against people released from prison and people with mental disabilities. It's a sad look at the state
homeless problem. Okay. Last but not least.
So, have you ever seen the show Winx, the cartoon show? We haven't.
I haven't actually watched it.
I know what it is,
but I caught pieces of it occasionally. It was on TV, so I knew of.
It's almost like the Tinkerbell cartoons. It's kind of in that wheelhouse of adventure. That age range.
Yeah.
It's a girl's fun, adventure-y. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time usually getting into those because they're aimed at such a young audience.
I don't know if I said what is the actual title of the drama on
Fate,
Netflix.
Winx or something.
Yeah, it's like Fate.
Yeah, it's just called Fate.
Fate Winx Saga, I think. Maybe I don't know. But it's on Netflix. But I was really intrigued. I'm like, ooh, story about fairies, but it's dark and fucked up and a little horror related a little bit. So I was excited about that. It's decent. It's very much kind of like the CW type show.
Yeah, this is very similar to Sabrina. It's Sabrina light.
But I really enjoyed it. I like the idea of fairies and stuff and doing it with a dark.
They whitewashed some of the characters.
That's the thing I was gonna that's unfortunate. I don't know why. You could have had more diversity. We need it more now, more than ever. Why did you make that decision? I don't know.
I hate it. I really didn't like this show in the first episode, and it's still not amazing, but man, by the time it got to the end, I was hooked. I was so into it. I was like, holy shit, what's going to happen next? So there is enough adventure and fun here, probably for people who haven't seen the cartoon.
Yeah, I mean, unless
you
want
are
a
okay.
dark version of
with
that
them
and don't
changing,
care about
and they changed like the story and the characters,
Yeah.
and it's much darker. It's not for kids at all.
Yeah,
It's bad
no.
language.
It
and
is
blood.
not for kids. It's gory and there's sex and there's not a children's show.
Yeah, by the time we're to the last
But
episode, I was
I'm
pretty
kind of
drawn
excited
into
to
it.
see where they go with it.
So,
Like, I feel like if they kind of work on it a bit, it could be really, really good. Like,
Yeah.
like Sabrina, at least.
yeah.
But, okay, yeah, so I think that's it for today.
Yep.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and, do all of that. It really helps us out, and we appreciate it. Yeah. And comment below. Do you have a movie you'd like us to review? Because we will do that. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Be kind and wear your mask and get a vaccine.
Yep, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.